So a good friend of mine is a producer here in the Nashville area.
Nice this song?
And he wants to make a keyboard panel wall. If you've ever been to Guitar Center or any of those music stores, you'll see a bunch of keyboards on the wall. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We have 2 pieces of plywood here. We have one at 4 feet wide, and then we'll make that around 3 feet tall. And then this other piece back here, we're just gonna rip the panel pieces off of and rabbet out part of them to accept the accessory for the keyboards. So come along for the ride. Let's get this going. This is gonna be fun.
Check out those brackets. So Nick found those on Amazon, of all places. The link is in our description below. And that was the prototype. I had to make sure everything was gonna jive, and it did. That really helped me get the dimensions of those little slats that we had to rabbet out. Now there is the piece that I'm going to be ripping all of our slats off of. And I'm just calling them slats. You can call them whatever you want. Keyboard accessory holder, mabobbers, or whatever. So I ripped 8 of these at 4 inches wide. And I think I made the whole panel 4 feet by 39 inches and then ripped it down to size once I got all the slats on there. I suggest doing that just so you can get your spacing in between where you want it. Now I'm going to be rabbiting out all of these slats first. So I went with a nice little 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch starter plunge there. Now I'm going back and I'm ripping off 3/4 of an inch. Okay, there are all of our slats in all of their glory. Now it looks like I did 8 of them. We're actually going to have to come back and get rid of one of them and just make it a solid piece of plywood without the rabbet in it. I like to mark my spacing on projects like this on my work table so I can go back and make those marks. So the spacing between each slat is 5/16, and that's kind of your discretion on where you want to place the hardware and how easily you want it to catch. Grab our clamps to hold those slats down. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. Whew. Okay, for the trim on the sides, I'm gonna rabbet out this as well because I want it to accept some lighting, and this is some LED lighting. We'll also put that link in the description. It's really cool. You can control it with your phone. You can change the color. You can have a disco one night. You can have a very solemn and chill night the next. All thanks to your phone. So there's our trim pieces. 3/4 inch by 3.5 inch. Now these I went 1/4 inch by 1 inch. Because the lighting, I believe, was around 3/8 of an inch thick to 1/2 inch thick. Now at the top, we're going to place some trim screws into a cleat, and that little notch gave us just enough room after the lighting to get a trim screw in there. Now I'm getting my 1 inch there. I'm really good at pretending I know how to use a tape measure. So as you can see, that's about 1 inch high. Gonna check it again. I like to double check everything. Triple check, quadruple check. And sometimes I still get it wrong. But hey, that's being human, right? Alright, let's rip all these pieces here. That is a wonderful Powermatic dust collector in the back there. Brilliant machine. And this saw stop, oh, it's 5 horsepower. It's a beast. I love that table saw. So there we go. A little example there. Sanding everything down, making it look pretty, even though it's going to be covered. Whatever. I'm going to pass all these pieces off to Nick, and he's going to paint it. He loves painting. Let me tell you, he loves painting about as much as I do, which isn't much. But hey, it was good to have his help on this project. It's his studio, but hey, I still think it's good to be part of your project, you know, and he came up with this idea, so he gets all the glory. There we go. I got everything ready to roll. As you can see, I left the marks on the side so I know exactly where to place these slats. Now, these are going to be holding everything. So I'm using glue, nails, and screws. Okay, that bottom slat there has no rabbet on it. So remember, no rabbet on the bottom slat. I mean, you could cover it with the trim on the bottom, but okay, those are 1 1/4 inch nails there that we're popping in there. Some trim nails. Now I'm getting a rough estimate of where I'm going to be putting some 1 1/4 inch screws. These screws are important because they're going to go right to that last layer of veneer on the front, because I don't want those rabbets ripping out. I don't want the faces of that plywood ripping out when they put a 200 million pound keyboard on it. So I'm using every single screw that I could find in my driveway to get this done. And I had just enough. I even pulled some out of my tires, so we're good. So you see I'm putting 3 screws on each slat. They're going a little over 1 1/4 inch deep. There's some wood humor for you, I guess. Okay, had to grab my little MIDI keyboard because I'm a keyboard nerd as well. Man, I did not know I couldn't dance. I seriously thought I could dance my whole life. Now after seeing that, Okay, I'm setting my Craig and getting it ready to go, because we're gonna Craig that face frame on, and it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in the last minute. I hope I sped this up, because we don't want to watch me Craig every single one of these. I try to save you guys the pain and agony of watching me do every single one of these Craigs and every single minute of sanding or whatever. Okay, good, I did speed it up. Whew. Now, it's your discretion how many Craigs you want to put in here for your trim, but this is so we don't have any nails or as many nails on the outside exposed that we have to fill. I mean, it's getting filled and painted anyway, but I still love Craigs. They're solid. They make everything solid. So I slowed down the last 2 here so you really get an idea of how agonizing this is. And it really isn't. Pocket hole screws are amazing. Okay, here is your typical miter. Now we want 90 degrees, so half of 90 degrees is 45 degrees. And I think if I were to start a boy band, I would call it 90 degree. No, I would actually, it wouldn't be a boy band. It would be a man band. And I would call us 45 degrees. And we'd wear plaid shirts and carpenter pants and boots. And then we wouldn't get booked anywhere, but at least we'd have fun. Okay, so I am custom marking every single one of these trim pieces. And you can see I'm leaving that rabbeted part out so the lights can go in there. And I'm doing all of this upside down. So if that tells you anything, I could have been Spider-Man. But they casted somebody else several times, or several different people for the Spider-Man role, and whatever. I'm getting way off topic. Okay, glue. I love glue. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm obsessed with glue. It's one of the most beautiful things ever created by cavemen. And Titebond makes a great glue. There's several other adhesive I use, but in this case, I'm using Titebond. it's that slow activating, slow dry glue that gets everything set perfect for you. And so I used scrap material on this, so it was really warped and bowed and all that good stuff. So I really had to take my time on getting everything set perfectly on here. Don't tell Nick that I used bowed material, but I don't think he'll ever tell. Oh yeah. That made me pucker a little bit too. I thought I was going to break that face apart. All right, here we go. Popping our Craig screws in there. It looks like I sped everything up and then slowed it down again. So here's some more agonizing footage of me running Craig screws. Oh, 1/8 inch lip. Gotta have an 1/8 inch lip. It just makes it look good in the finished product. Okay, so I'm just getting every corner set up perfectly. I usually like to work right to left or left to right, but in this case I'm going corner to corner and then getting everything set. If I remember right, that corner was mean. It was being very mean to me, but I eventually got it. I celebrated by making myself a cold Diet Pepsi, and I needed it. All right, filling. Look how much fun I'm having. I'm filling and sanding and filling some more. My neighbors are probably wondering why I'm working out of my garage and not the shop. Well, I didn't want to put people out in the shop that needed my table to do their stuff. And this is a personal project, and sometimes I'm considerate. Not all the time, but sometimes. Sometimes we forget to do things because we get so excited about the build. And this is one of those things. I forgot to cut out the bottom for all of the cables to run smoothly through to the power and whatever mixers or consoles that Nick needed to use. So I had to do it afterwards, and that's never fun, especially when you have a Ryobi circular saw in your garage at home. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a great saw, and I have nothing against Ryobi. In fact, I don't think there's a tool out there that I hate or dislike. Every brand makes something for somebody or some purpose, and some work better for that purpose and some don't, or you just like the way they feel. Okay, so this multi-tool is amazing. I love it. That's by DeWalt. It just rips right through that wood. And it helps with times like this when you forget to do a step and I don't want to hear about it anymore. Oh, speaking of tools, I love this cordless DeWalt sander. It's amazing. I bought the Surf Prep right after building this, and I probably would have used that on this project. Go check out Surf Prep. It's an incredible sander. Okay, so you can see all the cables are going to come out the bottom there. Now I'm drilling for some grommets. I bought these white grommets. I don't really like them, so we got some rubber grommets with a friction front, and those ended up working a lot better. Well, it's been great giving you guys the rough tutorial on how to build this synth wall. I think the rest of the audio on this will be us struggling and having the time of our lives putting this wall up. Enjoy.
Here to get work done. Yeah. So this is Nick's studio of doom. He gets a lot of amazing work done here. Nick's got that done. Now we can pretend we know how to hang this. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna see if this cleat holds. All right, so we have plaster in part of this wall, and then the other part is God knows what. But I think we have studs back here. So we're gonna go ahead and run this cleat. See how much fun that was? I don't know what I hit there. And I really don't think I hit anything there. The pipe. There's possibly a pipe back there. Let's hope to God there isn't. Okay. Now we're gonna check this because I have a little anchor in here. All right, so there we go.
Yes!
Look at these little anchors. So these anchors go to the wall, you tap them into the wall, and then you put your screw through, and then they spread out, and pretty cool anchor. You can see it's pretty solid. If it's not solid and it falls off the wall, we'll never hear about it.
Hey guys, it's me again, the MT Trimco voiceover. We put an extra brace on the bottom right there because there's no studs again to the left because that used to be a window. We found that out later. In fact, this whole wall was not ready for a synth wall, but we made it ready. That's right, a little nifty carpentry and musician and producer engineering, and we got it done.
If it doesn't work, then it won't work. Here we go, the moment. Oh yeah.
All right. Throw in there.
Yes.
Are we clearing the block down here?
Oh, look at you!
Did it work?
Professional.
Oh my
Did it work?
goodness.
Professional.
Semi-professional amateur.
I think it
I've
is.
always wondered about that. Do you train your eyes?
Yeah.
Every day. I actually look at stuff every
Can
day.
you drop and give me 5, please? Up and down.
I think we're good. So we got these little trim screws in here. I forgot that we had some lights on here, so I'm gonna try to get around them and not mess up his lighting because
How much
it's
he trusts his work.
so beautiful. Oh yes, previously put this guy in. It's holding okay.
Not meant to be stood on, huh?
No. No. We could really test it out though. And it is one of the most underrated songs.
Why am I forgetting who wrote that?
You got the music in you.
Yeah, I can hear the whole thing.
The Radicals. No,
Oh,
something
is it
Radicals.
the New Radicals?
The New Radicals.
New Radicals?
Yep.
Okay, there it is.
Bravo.
Should have plugged this in.
Okay.
Yeah!
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And then of course you gotta hide the cable.
Now, could Jesus do this?
Whoa!
Think so.
This is pretty sick.
From your phone?
From my phone.
Putting out some 80s vibes on these synths over here. I just wouldn't put the Juno on there.
Okay.
It's a little heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that back home and look at it to see if I can lighten it up a little bit.
You can have. Yeah.
Nick's getting everything set up.
Wow.
Does it fit?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
It's perfect.
Look at
What do you think, Nick?
it! It's awesome, dude.
It's so sad.
From MT. So Matt built it to where the cables can nicely go behind the board, so I only have the power coming out and then the cables going out this way. This is usually a little cleaner. What the heck? I'll fix that. And then, yeah, so all the power goes through these, into these, and I put a power strip here because it made a little more sense to be cleaner, and it's nice and hidden back there. So click that on, and then all the synths should turn on. Find the power here, where are you at? Oh, it's over here. Who is this guy? So these all feed into this box right here. This is a little Boss mixer. Got a stereo signal from the Juno running to here. Stereo signal from the Prophet running to here. And then I think we have this one, which is a mono synth running here. And then we have another mono synth, but it's not here right now, but it will go into this one. And so then I ran a stereo out of the back of this into a DI, and then the cables for the DI come out right here, and they go around my room, whee, all the way to the rack. And so that's my stereo output. And then I have an assistant who sits here, and I have out the headphone jack, we got this nice 1/4" to, I forget what these are called, RCA maybe, with these adapters here, so it just plugs right in here into his. So whenever I play it here, it comes out both channels, and usually if I'm playing on it, he'll just turn his mixer down, and it usually just lives muted on my desk if I'm not using it. So pretty convenient how it works. I can use it, he can use it, and it looks good. Cables are hidden. I mean, come on.